Chapter 121. Brother-in-law. In the ghost pool, the group of ghosts were screaming and struggling miserably, but they couldn't escape at all. Gu Hai frowned slightly. His heart was not happy. These were military souls that had just died in battle. They couldn't even live in peace after death. Although his heart was not happy, but Gu Hai could not do anything about it. At least there were important matters that needed to be resolved. Goga goga goga. Two little dolls. How did you get in here? This life formation of mine, it's full of illusions, and there's even a sinister wind that cuts down bones and turns flesh into flesh. Oh, and yet you guys walked here peacefully. You weren't disturbed by the formation. Rare. Mr. Dongfang's tone was still extremely calm as he looked towards the duo. Mr. Dongfang, at the risk of interrupting, I want to ask you something. Long Wanyu, however, said eagerly. Long Wanyu was eager to seek her mother, and Gu Hai was not in a position to stop her. Oh, please teach me something. Then show your sincerity first. Right, you first say. How did you guys come in peacefully? Ma Dongfang said with a wave of doubt. We have to soul seeds. Look, this is it. Long Wanyu immediately took out the soul seed. Long Wanyu. Gu Hai raised his eyebrows, wanting to stop it, but it was too late. The soul seed in Long Wanyu's hand had already been seen by Ma Dongfang. The Ding Mao soul seed. This is what I gave to Emperor Daying. Ah, the two of you are really good at it, actually obtaining it. Ma Dongfang said in a deep voice. A coincidence of chance, Gu Hai said with a faintly bitter smile. Hers is the Ding Mao number. What number is your soul seed? Show me, Mr. Dongfang faintly said. Gu Hai, show him or. Hurry up. I want to know my mother's news, Long Wanyu said eagerly. Gu Hai looked at Mr. Dongfang in confusion. Why must he look at his soul seed? Long Wanyu, no matter how much she urged, but Gu Hai did not take it out, but stared at Long Wanyu. Long Wanyu, are you sure? Are you sure it's dodgy? Long Wanyu was slightly stunned, not knowing what to say for a moment. Gu Hai faintly laughed bitterly for a while. I knew that I shouldn't have believed Long Wanyu. Alas. Gu Hai, where is your soul seed? Show it to me, Mr. Dongfang called out. Gu Hai, however, took a deep breath and said, Mr. Dongfang, I hope you don't blame me for disturbing you. We are now representing the Great Jin Dynasty. This is the most favored Wanyu County Lord of the Great Jin Sage. If something happens to her, the Great Jin Sage will surely burn in anger. This time, we will be the enemy of the Great Ying, not the enemy of Mr. in the coming day. If Mr. goes to the Great Jin, the Wanyu County Lord will treat Mr. as a superior guest. Cluck 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 cluck. Gu Hai, are you threatening me? Ma Dongfang suddenly laughed coldly. No, just trying to befriend Mr. Dongfang. Gu Hai smiled faintly. There's no need to befriend. That Shushi of Dojin has a grudge against me. You think I'll be afraid of Dojin Sage? Ma Dongfang laughed triumphantly. Gu Hai's face changed. Ma Dongfang, I want to know. My mother's heavenly soul and earthly soul. Where are they? Do you know? Long Wanyu, however, called out eagerly. Oh, so. It was 4 Long Xiaoyu's to souls that you broke in. Gruh. Good. Come on. You want Long Xiaoyu's 2 souls? Come to me. I'll give it to you. Mr. Dongfang laughed. You really have it. Long Wanyu, however, really took a step forward. Pa. Gu Hai grabbed Long Wanyu's arm. What for? Long Wanyu frowned. Gu Hai, however, looked at Ma Dongfang and said, Ma Dongfang, we've bothered you a lot this time, so we'd better take our leave. He said he has my mother's 2 souls, Long Wanyu said anxiously. Shut up. Gu Hai's eyes glared as he stopped Long Wanyu. Grabbing Long Wanyu, he was about to retreat towards the back. This longevity formation of mine is a place where you can come and go as you please. Mr. Dongfang laughed coldly. As he spoke, he probed his hand and pointed. Boom. Rolling black-hewn winds abruptly coalesced from all directions, instantly surrounding Gu Hai and Long Wanyu. The Ding Mao. Oh, my soul seed. But for you, joke, break. Mr. Dongfang snapped his fingers. Snap. The soul seed in Long Wanyu's palm instantly burst open, turning into a puff of smoke that filled Long Wanyu's circumference. It's over. It's over. Girl, you have sinned. Now let's see how you can go out. This bone-chipping, flesh-changing yin wind. You have to be transformed when you touch it. Demon ghost spirit cried out in despair. You. How can you be like this? Long Wanyu looked at Mr. Dongfang with wide eyes. How can I not be like this? Mr. Dongfang sneered. Gu Hai, however, protected Long Wanyu behind him and looked at Ma Dongfang and said, Ma Dongfang, the two of us didn't want to make a grudge against Mr. Dongfang by coming here today. We just want to ask for a lesson on one thing. Moreover, what are the requirements? Mr. Dongfang put forward. As long as we are able to do it, we will definitely do it for Ma Dongfang. Please calm down your wrath. 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 Rest your anger. But I'm not angry, Mr. Dongfang sneered. How could there be such a bad person? How could there be such a bad person? Long Wanyu's eyes instantly reddened. Long Wanyu was spiteful and capricious, but since she was a child, she lived in the Dojin Palace and was sheltered by the Dojin sage. Where would she have thought that people outside were so bad? Gu Hai's face sank. This Ma Dongfang does not make sense at all. But things don't have the worst, only worse. But he saw Mr. Dongfang suddenly surprised. Yo, what is tied on the little girl? Gu Hai's face sank. Oh, 100 longevity peach tree. The root moves for me. Break. Mr. Dongfang probed and waved his hand. Boom. A cloud not far away dispersed, instantly revealing the 100 longevity peach tree. As soon as the 100 longevity peach tree came out, its roots suddenly transformed into a large net that weaved the sky, instantly wrapping up the entire inner space, densely packed with infinite roots. Even if Gu Hai and his duo wanted to escape, they would still be blocked. This is a zither string, little girl, with strings tied to her body. Cluck, 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 cluck. You really came prepared. Mr. Dongfang laughed coldly. Not good. Gu Chen. Gu Hai probed his hand and pulled violently on the strings of the Yizheng zither on Long Wanyu's body. The string was pulled violently, instantly alerting the distant Gu Chen. Boom. Gu Chen violently pulled on the strings of the zither. Long Wanyu was instantly yanked backwards, ready to be yanked back to Zhenan City. Boom. The large net woven by the roots of the 100 longevity peach tree, however, was like an incredibly strong wall, instantly blocking Long Wanyu. There was no escape. Long Wanyu screamed in pain. Escape. You can't escape. Break this zither string for me too. Mr. Dongfang sneered. Boom. The tree roots crashed onto the zither string with a bang. Taut. The string snapped open with a loud bang. Ooh, you're a bad guy. You're a big bad guy. Long Wanyu was frightened and cried. I'm doing this for your own good, little girl. Without your soul seed, escaping into my yin wine formation, you'll be chipped to the bone and turned into flesh right away. If I hadn't stopped you with a tree root just now, you'd already be dead. Escaping. You can't escape. I can find you a decent way to die. Cluck, 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 cluck. Cluck, 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 cluck. Mr. Dongfang laughed grimly. Long Wanyu screamed in terror. For the first time, Long Wanyu experienced fear, incomparable fear, having never experienced this kind of threat of death before. The shock of the moment now made Long Wanyu's entire being scared silly. For her previous capriciousness, she deeply regretted it. 100 longevity peach tree. I heard that the nutrients of the 100 longevity peach tree are ghosts. So it turns out that Sir is refining these ghosts for the sake of this peach. Gu Hai is untalented and coincidentally has 100 longevity peach. I would like to use this peach to atone for the offense that the two of us have committed. Ma Dongfang. Is that all right? Gu Hai looked towards Ma Dongfang. Oh, Mr. Dongfang was however slightly stunned. I remember, innate remnant realm, that Gu Hai is you. Huh, you do have one. Cluck cluck cluck. Bring it to me. I'll think about it. Mr. Dongfang sneered. Good. Gu Hai nodded. Between his probing hands, he seemed to be going to take that 100 longevity peach, but his figure was close to the terrified Long Wonyu. Long Wonyu, this time, for your mistake, I've lost a lot of money. Gu Hai laughed bitterly. Woo, me. Long Wonyu was still in shock. In the face of Gu Hai's accusations, she no longer had the energy to retort. Right at this moment, Gu Hai steeply picked up Long Wonyu in a hug. Mr. Dongfang was slightly stunned. Long Wonyu was suddenly bear-hugged by a man, and she also steeply shrieked in shock. While we're at it, Gu Chen, let's go. Gu Hai let out a loud shout, and with a tremble at his waist, he pulled the strings of the intentions on his body. A violent tug pulled at Gu Chen. Whew. Gu Hai was instantly yanked up. Holding Long Wonyu in his arms, he once again slammed into the tree root wall. At this moment, Gu Hai also took out something, not the 100 longevity peach, but a bloody blade. Break it for me. Gu Hai glared with a roar. Boom. Under the powerful force of the blood knife, it rumbled and split a hole in the tree root wall. Gu Hai hugged Long Wonyu and was instantly pulled out of the opening. Vertical Sun. How dare you bully me? Mr. Dongfang steeped up in shock and anger, probing his hand and waving it. Rumble. The rolling tree roots instantly skyrocketed. Gu Hai had a soul seed that was attached to himself and Long Wonyu, which could be protected from the yin wind. And the string dragging force was particularly strong, pulling the two of them into the distance in an instant in general. Saved. The demon ghost spirit cried out in joy. Long Wonyu didn't care about being hugged by Gu Hai's bear at the moment, but stared with wide eyes. Escaped by yourself. This is how one escaped. Boom. Before the two could celebrate, a steep tree root instantly wrapped around Gu Hai's right foot. Boom. A sword slashed away. But, in an instant, another 100 tree roots wrapped around Gu Hai. Even along with Gu Hai's right arm that was grasping the sword, it was entangled together, and his right hand was instantly unable to move. This is not even the most horrible. Then, there is a sky of tree roots enveloped, the eyes about to completely engulf the two in the sea of tree roots. It's over, can't run away. The demon ghost spirit despaired. Long Wonyu was also dumbfounded by this scene. Gu Hai revealed a miserable smile. Was this an inescapable escape? With a tug on his waist with his left hand, he unraveled the strings around his waist and instantly set them on Long Wonyu's waist, and the soul seed in his hand, he stuffed it in the heart of Long Wonyu's hand. Frightened and dumbfounded, Long Wonyu was slightly stunned, suddenly felt an extra cold soul seed in the palm of her hand, and her waist tightened violently. His own soul seed had been broken by Ma Dongfang, and his own strings had been broken by Mr. Dongfang. And now this is all Gu Hai's. Long Wonyu, don't be too capricious in the future. Gu Hai revealed a miserable smile with a push. Shoo. Long Wonyu was pulled by the strings of the zither and instantly shot into the distance. While being dragged by the strings, Long Wonyu's eyes were wide open as she watched Gu Hai, being submerged by the roots of the trees that were like thousands of arms, dragged into the interior of the Grand Formation. Phew. Because of the soul seed, Long Wonyu was not disturbed by the yin wind, the powerful dragging force. In an instant, as if fishing with a line, instantly pulled out of the big formation. Saved. The demon ghost spirit shouted excitedly. The demon ghost spirit was excited, while Long Wonyu's entire body was as dumb as if she was stupid. Gu Hai, at the end, gave himself the hope of life, giving me the soul seed, giving me the strings, allowing me to be saved, while he was swallowed by the sea of tree roots. That scene, Long Wonyu couldn't forget it for the rest of her life. Even after being pulled in the air, The image of Gu Hai being devoured by 10,000 roots just now was still vivid in her mind. Apart from mother and sister, no one had treated themselves that well. Earlier, he himself had to kill him, tease him, and lie to him, but at the end, he was killed by that bad guy in order to save me. In a short period of time, Long Wan Yu had seen the worst person in the world, and also suddenly saw the best person in the world. This momentary contrast comparison made Long Wan Yu's entire body confused. Only Gu Hai's last words remained in his mind. Long Wan Yu, don't be too capricious in the future. The demon ghost spirit celebrated for a while before Long Wan Yu shouted with red eyes, "Brother-in-law!" Swoosh, Long Wan Yu was instantly pulled towards the distant sky.